Listen to this. You wanted it? I'm giving it to you. 90% sold out, 80% off, okay? It'll never get better than this. Grab yours today, 10X Growth Con. Wait till I start telling you who's coming, who's going to be there. Elena's coming back. That's right. We're going to be talking to you and your spouse about what you have to do to go all the way 10X time, okay? We're going to have who? CEO of a multi-billion-dollar business. 3 of those for you. Bam!
Billion
We're
dollar
gonna blow this
panel,
up.
boy.
These are self-made entrepreneurs that started with zip zero. How do I go all the way? 90% sold out, 80% off. This weekend only. Grab your 10X Growth Con right now. It's gonna be amazing.
Guys, welcome to the Wednesday Cardone University Mastermind. My name's Steve Spray. Thank you guys for joining here with us every single Wednesday. We're live from the 305. We always come here, okay, because we're helping you guys out. We're helping out all of our Cardone University, Cardone on-demand clients. So, guys, if you want to call in today, if you want to call in with any questions, challenges, problems, anything that you have, we're definitely going to be able to help you out. So the number is going to be 305-865-8668. That number again, guys, 305-865-8668. So, you know, there's only 3 reasons you guys wouldn't call in. 1, okay, you think you're too good. You think you don't have any problems that we could help you out with. Number 2, you don't think I'm going to help you out. Or number 3, you're just too scared to call. Okay, guys, call in, man, because this is what we're here to. What we're here to do. We're here to help you out and want to make sure that you guys are winning with the Cardone University. So 305-865-8668. Is that a caller for this? You got one? Dude, let's just go ahead and take the first caller, man. We're gonna be talking about something today specifically too. So let's take today's first caller.
Christine from Stanford.
Oh, perfect. Christine, how you doing?
Hey, Steve, I'm fabulous. How are you?
I'm doing unbelievable. I appreciate you
Good,
calling in
good.
every week.
Yeah, my pleasure. I always have burning questions for you.
Load me up. Load me up with the
Okay,
questions.
cool.
I love questions. Guys, listen, look, the best shows when we have, the best shows that we have here are the ones where people are like calling up with like the real problems, because then I can just open up, because I'm not thinking about what problems you have right now. So when you call and you drop in those questions, man, I could start heating up on something that could definitely help you out. So I know Christine's committed to that, and that's why I appreciate her so much. So what question do you have right now, Christine?
Okay, so Steve, my question is, I was keynoting at a conference last week in Chicago. So obviously I wasn't, doing the whole, 300 contacts a day thing.
Okay.
So now I'm back, and I have a ton of new clients from the conference, obviously, ton of new speaking engagements. And I'm like, how do I prioritize, delivering, prospecting, filling my pipeline? I'm doing coaching, all of that. What are your words of wisdom for that?
Well,
obviously, if I don't have prospects, I don't have anything, but...
Yeah. So here's the first thing. So this is what most people, so like when they go network at events like this, I know yours was a speaking deal, so you got a bunch of contacts. But for those of you who, you're out there and you're going to these different events, or if you're like Christine, you went to an event of one that you were paid to be at to help people, you got some other contacts. Okay, what Grant talks about inside Cardone University in almost all the categories is speed is going to be power. So, for me, what he touches on this in one of the segments inside the program that I personally look at a lot. It's going to be inside the internet response, and he just spent a lot of time on it, the internet response. So I do want to show people, because this is such a great question that you're talking about. And so when you guys go inside here, so although Christine had a challenge with, she wasn't getting something from the internet, this video is going to be huge for what she has, because Grant talks about speed inside this first category right here, just on this one topic. And so I wanted to point that out, because I know what's in here, and I know it has a lot to do with the question Christine's asking. So What you want to do is I want to jump all over it right away. I want to say, hey, listen, it was great meeting you. I appreciate you enjoying what we were able to help you out with. Let me ask you this. If there was one thing that I could help you out with in addition to what we've already done, what would it be? I want to go after it as soon as possible because that's going to show certainty. We just got back from the sales boot camp that we did this past weekend, and it was unbelievable. I mean, the people there at the event were blown away. And one thing that Grant just kept hammering in the entire time, there was a few major takeaways, and that's what I'm going to be talking about today, by the way. But one of them was just speed on everything. So it just shows how much certainty you have. So when it comes down to, the emails, a phone call, a follow-up contact, look, speed is what shows somebody the certainty. So, that's what I would want to focus on.
Excuse me, Steve, I understand. My question is not about the following up. It's about balancing out the, I've made a commitment to make 300 contacts a day. And then how do I balance that with bringing new clients online, doing coaching, preparing for speeches, doing slide decks, all of that? Just make it work. Do you have advice for that? Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, totally. So you're just trying to figure out, hey, how do I still get the 300 phone calls per day, but still slide this in?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So Grant talks a lot about there's a few different categories inside the program that talks about time management or really how to work in a schedule like this.
Right.
Let me ask you this. I mean, what are two different ways that you could do it? Because we know that you could do. We know you could do more. You could work more. But like, what are some things that you could tighten up right now that if you just kind of maybe buckle down on, you might be able to squeeze this in or find like a time to block this out?
Yeah, I mean, I've thought about that, and I'm up at 4 a.m. I'm doing mindset work. I could probably cut back on the mindset work.
Okay.
And produce more.
Yeah. So what I would look at right now is priority. So
Right.
I would write out the different things on a sheet of paper right now, and I would label it right next to it. I'd say, hey, what's more priority right now? And
Right.
I would add this in. What I would also do is it's not gonna, if it's gonna help make you more money, I might try to find somebody who could help you out with. Just
Right.
to really do that. That's what I would do. That's what I would personally do. Like if it's that important to continue to do, and it sounds like it is.
Yeah.
It sounds like it would be worth it enough to be able to to have somebody else do it, or maybe even try to pay somebody else to do that. So that's what I might suggest. But I appreciate that question because that's a great question. I know it's on everybody's mind all the time. So thanks, Christine. I always appreciate you calling in. So guys, listen, at the sales boot camp that we just had over the weekend, and by the way, if you guys do want to call in, so I hear the phone's blowing up, we've got 305-865-8668. That's the number to call in, so we'll answer any question that you have. But this past weekend, there was one thing that I really personally took away on reasons why you're not getting what you want. And it just straight up comes down to some of the easiest things. And it just simply put, man, it's that you're not training enough. And that was the number one thing. It's because you're not ready for the game. And then, it's Wednesday now, so I've been back in the office, taking phone calls, working with clients for the past 2 days. And, I'm really hearing a lot of it from different clients. I'm talking to, I had one guy call up, he's asking about, how do I actually handle clients that we service and how do I get more of them? And what do I say? And I said, well, number one, have you been inside prospecting program and actually looked at how to handle customers that you already service, but how to get more money out of them? Because that pitch, guys, that pitch is a little bit different. And you want to make sure that you know what to do in that situation versus a cold call pitch versus a follow-up pitch. And so it comes down to this, and this was the example that I gave him, and this is what made me think about it. John, if you want to show my computer here, his question came down to this, man. Hey, what do I say to customers that I'm already servicing, but I know that there's more deals there. I know that there's more opportunity, and that's why Grant created the prospecting program right here. The prospecting program was set up for more of a warm call, how to build a pipeline, how to add more leads, how to work more deals. And each one of these categories has a lot to do with everything. What I want you guys to pay attention to is this. The first thing that I notice usually when I talk to people is that they are not training enough. What I took from Grant this weekend at the sales boot camp was that you're not prepared enough for the situation. So what happens is that you all of a sudden get put in the game and you're not prepared enough because you're not doing enough training inside the program. So guys, listen, when you go through here, I want you to focus on everything. So if I'm inside the prospecting piece right here, and this is what I was telling the gentleman, he had a great question, by the way, when he called up. There's 30 lessons just inside building the pipeline with warm leads. I need you to go inside the prospecting basics, guys, and I want you to get down all the different things you need to know about prospecting first. I can't tell you how much more I've excelled in my career since I've started paying attention to all of the things I need to know about certain topics. So in this situation, prospecting, dude, you need to know the expectations. You need to know the purpose of it. What am I trying to do? Grant talks about intention. And so the first thing he leads with is the purpose, which is going to be the intention. And then, guys, what I want you to focus on is, look, going in to understand the tips, and then what to say on the actual calls or the contact. And so just because this says warm call, and just because the guy's holding a cell phone up to his head, doesn't mean that you can't take this script and use it in a face-to-face situation. So I don't want you to limit that from what you're doing in your business. So, you know, in his case, he was asking, hey man, well, what do I say to the service customers? Well, these are people that he already does business with. Well, actually, let me take that back. He was not doing business with them. His company was doing business, but he's seen a major opportunity to be able to get a deal there. And so what I want you guys to do is know that when you go in here, Grant will actually give you the scripts, the word track. He's teaching you and telling you, hey, listen, man, this is what it looks like when you get in front of a customer who you're already doing business with, but you want to open it up for more opportunity. Okay, one of the biggest things that Grant talked about this past weekend at the sales boot camp was that you never take the customer's last money. Okay, and the best customers are the ones who are on all your products and all your services. You know that. I want you to think about your top 10 customers right now. I mean, the ones that you know, hey, look, they're customers for life. They have all your stuff. They use all your services. You probably talk to them quite often. They're not the ones who came by and got a free trial. They're not the ones who came by and just picked up one simple little program. They're the ones who are totally bought in on the deal and they win with it. Okay, let's take a couple other callers right now.
All right, I got Peter in Canada.
I got Peter in Canada. Peter, what's happening, brother?
Hey, how are you?
Man, I'm doing unbelievable. Now, Peter, guys, Peter was at the boot camp. Real quick, Peter, what was one of the biggest takeaways that you had at the sales boot camp that we just had here in Miami?
Oh, man, there were so many, but number one thing for me was absolute certainty.
Oh, I love
Just
it.
getting yourself sold on the deal and making sure that it comes across in everything you say and talk about.
Totally. Okay, and that's why I wanted to start today's show off, because I said, you know, look, the reason that you're missing sales, guys, is because you're not certain enough. You're not quick enough. You're not fast enough. Okay, they can't feel it. They can't hear it when you talk about it. And so certainty is huge. The way you get there is by training, drilling, and prepping for everything that you're going out into the marketplace to do. So, Peter, what question can I help you out with today?
Yeah, I want to talk about inventory today. The question I had was Grant was actually in the boot camp talking about how to change a client around in inventory, move them around. So maybe I can't get them on one service, but I can move them to another service and get in the door that way.
Yeah.
I just want to know how I would do that on like an appointment setting call. Let's say I'm trying to set an appointment to go over our services for contract cleaning, because that's what we do. We're janitorial.
Yep, good. So here's what I want you guys to really
move
understand. Grant talks about this inside the program under the sales process. So real quick, I'm going to flash the screen here so you guys can see it. Right under sales process, when you go inside here, there's 3 or 4 segments just right inside presentation that dive really deep. Now, Grant talks a lot about this on the setting appointment category, but I just personally know that inside presentation right here, he really goes through the selection, the verify selection with alternatives, more on alternatives. And what he really talks about inside these three categories right here, guys, is a lot of the why this works, a lot of the how. And so when you hear him talk about it throughout the program, you're going to see him talk about it all over the place. Now, for you, Peter, what you're asking about is, hey, man, how do I actually set a parameter? Because that's what you're doing. You're setting a parameter, right? Because you call somebody up and you're telling them, hey, man, I can save you $500 a month on your janitorial supplies or your janitorial services that you spend every single month. It's about $6,000 per year. Okay, would you be open to look? But one thing that may throw him off, they may be looking for more service. Okay, because I know that we went through this. We actually had somebody that was cleaning our place. This was back in our old office. We had somebody cleaning our office, and I'll tell you that we weren't happy with how much they were doing. And so our concern was not, man, we need to lower our price. Our concern was, man, what do we need to do to get more around here? Like, we were willing to pay for it to go up to the next deal, and we ended up doing that. We actually ended up, the situation was that their company was too small to handle the size of our office because we were growing. And so we had to go with somebody else. We had to go with somebody who could handle that load. And so Grant talks a lot about selection, right? So I don't want to turn somebody off from my opportunity by only giving them one selection. So what I want to do is, when I call up, I'm not going to talk about the hook right here because, Peter, we already have the right hook for you. We know it works. And we want to continue to use that. But when I go into the appointment setting, what I want to do is I want to set the intention.
Okay.
Set the intention on the appointment or on the call to go to the appointment. And I want to let them know, sir, listen, what I'm going to be able to do right now is save you $500. It's $6,000 per year, okay, on average, but that's not the only option that we offer. The reason for the appointment is so that way we can identify where you're having trouble and where we can help you out. Because you may actually want other packages that we offer that could be in addition to the program I'm trying to show you today. Okay, so I could open it up, and if they ask how much is it, say, hey, it ranges anywhere from, X amount to, whatever. I can't remember your package numbers right now. I just know what the savings are. And so what I want you to do is just set the parameter, right? Like set the parameter on the number. So for you, what could that number look like? Because I'll get into it with you. What could that parameter look like?
Anywhere from $400 to $30,000 a month, but the average is about $400 to $1,250 a month.
So I'm going to tell people that.
Where the parameter sits.
I'm going to tell people that. Hey, listen, our clients typically range anywhere from $400 to $1,200 per month, depending on the services that they opt into. Now, for your company right now, I can already tell you that we can save you money. Okay, but what I want to do is have a discovery call with you on an appointment with you and the other people in your organization who need to be there to make a decision so we can identify what packages work best for you. I've got companies that are bigger that range up to $30,000 per month. I just want to let you know that our company can provide options from $400 up to $30,000 per month, depending on the needs of your organization, right? Because I also don't want him to think that we're too small to handle his problem.
Okay.
So what I want to do is just set that up front, and then I need to go into my fact-finding questions. When I go into the fact-finding questions, that is what's going to be important as well. Hey, let me ask you this. Okay, what's going to be most important to you in taking a look at a janitorial service for your organization for right now? Are you guys looking to add to what you're doing now, or are you guys looking to cut back and maybe save a little bit of money? Okay, so that's what I want to do, but just make sure, just know that, man, you got to get in there on the fact finding. So I need to set the hook a lot in there as well. Because these guys are going to think, oh man, dude, they've got all these different options rather than me just giving them one option at this point. Cool?
Sounds perfect, man. Thank you so much.
All right, brother. Thanks a lot, Peter. Appreciate you calling in. Awesome, guys. Listen, if you want to call in, the number is 305-865-8668. Let's take another caller.
I got Frank in California.
Nice. Frank, what's happening?
Steve,
What's up, man? How you doing, Frank?
doing awesome, man. Thanks for taking my call.
Absolutely, man. I appreciate you more than you know, man. What can I help you out with?
So, very similar question, I think, what you already had today, but getting into other organizations where the company you work for is already doing business with them, but somewhere else in the country.
Okay, but let's go. So getting into other organizations that your company's already doing business with.
Yeah, so they have different locations across the country. My company's already doing business with them, let's say in New York or something. I want to get in LA.
Okay, perfect. There's a couple different things that I would do. Number one, I'd definitely find out who likes you in the New York office. I'd call them up. I'd start, broing out with them. Hey, man, what extra services can I provide for you around here? And by the way, I know that you guys have an office out in LA. If you were me, who would you want to get a hold of out there in order to get what we do in that company?
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for.
Yeah, so I would do, it's just a better hook, man. Find out the people who like you. And because sometimes you never know their angle of like how you might be able to get in there. I'll tell you that if like on a larger scale, if you're doing this with clients that you already work with, there's a part of the program that's really important to you. And I'm gonna show that part real quick here. So when you go inside follow-up, so follow-up is many different areas. Most people think that it's only on clients that you're not doing business with yet. And actually a lot of our program has to do with getting the second sale. And so you'll find some of that inside the mistakes of the follow-up, but I'm going to jump all the way down here to types of calls for owner follow-up. So if I want to go ahead and put a strategy in, like if this isn't the only company that you're thinking about right now, and you've got other clients like this where you're thinking, okay, well, they've got multiple locations. This strategy right here is a 2-year game plan on what to do and what to say based off what stage this customer is in, right? So, really tight up front in the first year, and then even, maybe it lags out every 3 months when you're in year 2. But it tells you what to say, what to do, how to still be of service to that client. Because you don't want to not talk. See, the reason why you guys aren't making these calls now is because you haven't serviced the client in 3 months. And now you feel bad about calling up saying, hey, who's your other guy over there in the LA office I can help you out with, because you're thinking, dang, dude, I'm not servicing them. So I would just call up and find out, hey, man, I want to help you guys out. What else can I do around here? And while I'm doing this, man, you guys are enjoying our services, right? Oh, yeah, no, we love it. Perfect, man. Hey, listen, I know you guys have an LA office. If you were me, who would you try to get in touch with over there? And then what I could also do is say this. I could say, hey, John, man, listen, okay, I know you guys have been digging our services. I know you guys have been winning with it. My full intention is to get your entire organization set up. I know you guys have the LA office over there. How do me and you team up to get in front of those guys over there so we can start doing for them what we do for you? Okay, now I'm going to do this on anything. I'm going to do this on a referral. When I ask somebody for a referral, hey, who else do you know who would benefit from my services and my product and everything that we do for you? Who else do you know? Right? Well, I don't know anybody over there. Excellent, man. If you were me, how would you find somebody over there? How would you find the right person in that company? So that's one thing that I would do. What other question did you have about that? Is he still on there? Oh yeah. Hey, what's up? Is there another question that you had about that?
No, sorry, you cut out, but no, thank you, man. You covered it all.
All right, brother. Hope that helps out, man. Guys, listen, if you want to call in, you have any type of situation or like problem that you're dealing with, Cardone University is set up so that way we can help you solve those problems. Now, the reason that you wouldn't fully understand this, because remember what we talked about last week. I said, listen, quit just learning and get to a place where you understand every situation, right? So when I have a problem, okay, I'm going to take this little pin out right here. I'm going to write down my problem. What's my problem about? What do I need to write down right now? I need to confront the real problem. So I'm going to say, you know what? Dude, I just got out of a negotiation, man. That guy freaking spanked me on that deal. Okay, so I'm going to write down negotiating. I'm going to circle it. I'm going to say, dude, that's my problem right there. Okay, here's step 1. Step 2, get inside Cardone University. I want you guys to bone up on the training, okay? Look, if you're doing 2 segments per day, I want you to sit back and say, dude, could I do more? Is there more time in my day to do more than 2 segments, man? And can I even say that 2 segments of training per day, that 2 of anything, okay, can I even believe in the fact that 2 of anything is going to solve my problem? No, that's why it's not working for you now. The reason why you guys are missing sales right now is because you're not looking up, hey, what problems am I having? And then you're not jumping inside the program to really say, dude, let's tackle that one problem. Let's go handle that one problem, right? And so if it comes down to negotiating, I'm thinking, well, man, why are people trying to negotiate with me? Do they not believe in my product? Did they not believe in my service enough? Are they not sold enough by the time we get to the close that, man, they got to grind me out on it because, they're just thinking, it's too expensive for that. So when I write down negotiating, I may say, hey, you know what? Maybe I need to tune something up inside my fact finding. That way I can get a deeper dominant buying motive. And then maybe I need to really dig into the presentation so that way I can get really good at being able to present my product, being able to have full intention on, hey, listen, I want to get you guys set up, running with my program and winning with it today. If I want to be able to get the right intentions, have the best fact finding, the right presentation, okay? And I'm going to show this. I'm going to go back into sales process. Okay, so remember, I use the example that, oh man, I'm getting killed in the negotiations, the closing, right? Well, I'm going to find out, man, what am I doing wrong that leads up to that? Right? What am I doing wrong that leads up to that? And I'm going to go in here, I'm going to handle it, man, because it could happen inside the greeting. I may not be getting the right material up front. So I need to figure out, hey, where am I missing opportunity? Fact finding, okay? What questions can I ask better to really dive into getting the right decision makers, being able to get in front of the right people, being able to ask the right questions about what the reason is that they would even be open to looking at this today, why they haven't done this before, right? And then how do I actually tailor the entire presentation to it? And so, guys, this is where I really want you to dive in and just you need to elevate your game right now. I want you guys to step up, get more committed on the training, and let's look at doing 6, 8 segments every single day. And then I want you to focus on this trial closing content right here. Okay, trial closing is something that has helped me in my career do in a much better job, right? So when I do trial closing, and I start asking people, hey, what do you like best about what you've seen so far? It starts opening up the opportunities. It starts opening up them thinking, oh, you know what? Man, well, I kind of like this, but I don't like that. It allows me the opportunity to really start digging into what they do like. Okay, I got the last caller. Let's go ahead and take, unless you want to call in, well, you could be the last caller, but we're going to take this person.
That's Sam in Dallas.
I got Sam in Dallas.
Hey, what's going on?
What's up, man? How you doing today?
I'm doing great. I finished the homework that you gave me last week. I'm pretty excited about it.
Okay, and what were the results, or what did you find out just from the homework from last week? And then share what the homework was, so that way, if they didn't catch the show last week, that they know what you're talking about.
So the homework last week was over appointments, and I was having a hard time getting appointments to commit. Really just finding out what the main motivation was behind the customer kind of helped me lead into landing more appointments.
Okay. Yep. So this guy's talking about, hey, listen, because he called in last week and I talked to him about, hey, listen, what you need to do is figure out the right DBMs. That way we can get people to commit more on the appointments. We can get more people to show up. So what were the results? What happened? What did you find out once you did the training?
Once I did the training, I found out that I wasn't creating enough urgency and hope with the customer. And once I started doing that, I started landing more appointments, and then just double checking, hey, if there was any reason that couldn't come in today, it being an apocalypse, would you call and let me know? And they would, I started getting some, laughs off of that and better commitment.
Perfect. So were you able to use the content over the past week?
Oh yeah. Content was great. I did have another question though that I was wanting to ask.
Okay. Perfect.
So I went over the Cardone University with the gatekeeper, and I finished all those videos, and I was wanting to branch out and try to go drive my own customer base into the dealership because I sell Harley-Davidson motorcycles. So I was wanting to know, was there any extra other than just what the content? Because I watched Jared Glantz How to Build a Pitch, and everything was great on that. So I'm just kind of molding everything together as far as a good way to get past gatekeeper and get to that right person.
Totally. Now, the gatekeeper content inside the program is some of my favorite because it really helps me understand. Yeah, John, just give a quick glimpse of this. I got the gatekeeper content pulled up so everybody can see. Guys, this is inside Master the Cold Call. And these are 4 different categories right here. Not categories, but segments of content that really dive deep into how to be a pro, man, up front and just really get past that gatekeeper. So, Sam, let me ask you this question. What type of gatekeeper are you experiencing? Because there could be many gatekeepers, actually. You know, the wife could be a gatekeeper. The assistant to the business owner could be a gatekeeper. The manager, the top manager in the company could be a gatekeeper to somebody. So for you, who is that gatekeeper?
Well, probably the most is spouse. What my goal, what I was trying to do was to go out to where the people are at rather than wait on somebody to come to me. Just
Love
going
that.
out with them and then experiencing probably a receptionist or just kind of the first line of defense into a kind of a CEO of some kind.
Oh, a CEO?
Yeah. Well, so right now, here's an example. I'm talking to a tax attorney, and he's wanting to buy a motorcycle for his son, for his 2 sons and himself. So it's potentially a 3-bike deal. So, but I can't get a hold of him because I'm always hitting his receptionist.
Yep. I love that, man. Well, look, so when you go inside the gatekeeper material, it talks about how to use the gatekeeper the right way. Okay, so, man, dude, you got to put on your salesperson's hat with the gatekeeper, guys. So there's some really interesting information inside there, and I can just kind of put my own little experiences on it. You know, when I heard Grant talking about how to, use the gatekeeper to help you versus, hating the gatekeeper and being like, oh my God, they never let me through. I hate them. They're so difficult. But actually thinking, dude, this is somebody inside that company who actually could really help you out. And if you just change the way you think about it and then start offering other options and opportunities for them and staying persistent in the right manner, that way they don't think you're crazy, because their job is to block crazy people from the business owner or other people who are trying to waste their time. So most gatekeepers are pretty good at what they do because it's not hard. It's kind of just like, yeah, hey, let me send you over to his voicemail, and they send you off into Never Never Land is what one business owner referred to it to me the other day. He's like, I was going to send you off into Never Never Land, but you got through. And I said, oh, that's because I got my stuff down tight, bro. So what I want you to do is think about, how do I use the gatekeeper, right? How do I become? So I'm going to start using the pitch of, hey, listen, let's call her Ashley, right? So calling up, got Ashley. Ashley, listen, I know all the phone calls come through you, and I'm sure you probably help make a lot of the decisions in the office just based on the fact that they've got to come through you first. Hey, let me ask you this. I mean, if there was one thing that you were going to be able to slide through, if you knew that it was important to John, okay, what would you want to personally see in order to get it put on his desk and let me know whether he had seen it or not? I need to open it up. I need to start fact finding on her. Hey, the last time you sent something back to John, hey, what'd that look like? Was there something significant? Did somebody have to buy you flowers? Okay, what was it? I mean, I just want to know, right? So I just want to open that because she might start laughing. No. She may say it because right now she thinks, dude, this guy's just freaking jacking me right now. Just like the other 20 people today have just been jacking me because they're trying to sell something. And so this is where you kind of got to become a salesperson to the gatekeeper, not just a salesperson to, I'm trying to get a deal. So what is the intention? I want you to use the phrase. This is something we picked up from the boot camp. Guys, if you missed the boot camp, you need to go to grantcardone.com/boot camp so you guys can pick up the recording. So Grant had talked about intention. We not doing that? Oh, okay, I got you. Either way, you can go there anyways. Okay, go look for it. So we've got what I want you to think with is this. I want you to think with the intention. So tell her, say, hey, look, Ashley, look, this is the 3rd time I've called up here. And you're good. You're really good at what you do, and I can understand that. So I just want to level with you. Look, my intention is to get this information in front of John. Okay. The last time I talked to John, he was excited about doing a deal with my company, but we weren't in a position to help John at that time. And I've got new data, new information about the deal that would actually solve all his problems so that way he could do the deal. This is going to be one of the most important phone calls that he's going to get this year. And so if you were me, how would you get this information to John? Could you use that pitch?
Yeah.
You could.
I mean, I could, and I could do the same thing in person, correct?
Oh yeah, no, definitely in person. 100% in person.
For sure.
Yeah, this doesn't have to be over the phone. It's the same pitch. All these pitches, guys, they're all the same. That's why I told you. I think I talked about it and I think that's what because Sam's here every single week. The dude's committed, man. So he's talking about last week when I was talking about incoming calls, and I told you guys, hey, look, man, some of the best communication training that I've ever heard all came from Grant right inside the incoming call training. Like that helped me tweak my pitch. And so whether you're face to face or on a call, I want you to really think about, man, what's Grant saying right here? Like, how do I make this work when I'm walking into the company right there? And so, dude, Sam, I appreciate your commitment, man. And I appreciate the fact that you gave me a call back and let me know that, hey, look, I did the training. I did exactly what you said. So what'd you like best just about the pitch that I gave you for the gatekeeper?
What I like best?
Yeah.
It seemed kind of effortless, and you're building rapport really quick with the person. It seems like you mentioned a connection really fast that way.
Yeah. So if you go back to the very first video, this is why I always go back to the first video inside the entire program. It's called "Selling is a Prerequisite for Life." Okay, because I always gotta remind myself. I always gotta remind myself that, dude, I gotta sell everybody. I gotta sell people to get on my program. I gotta sell people to stay on the program, right? I'm the gym guy. I sell a gym package, right? I'm a trainer. I gotta sell people on why they gotta continue to keep showing up, dude, even when it's freaking hard to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I gotta keep selling people on, hey, I know that you're blocking me from getting to John, okay? Without me being really freaking crazy and waiting in the parking lot for John, how would you get in front of him if you were me? I don't know, man. Sometimes you can get kind of funny with people. Just like feel them out a little bit. That's where Grant talks about inside the theory of closing. One of the categories in there is providing a little bit of humor. So he kind of talks about it inside theory of closing. And that's really what you're doing right there. You're closing somebody on, hey, you know what? This guy seems legit. Let me get this information up to my boss because I wouldn't want to be responsible. I want to sell her so much, or him, it could be him. I want to sell that gatekeeper so much that they're thinking, hey, you know what? I don't want to be the one to not get him this information. I don't want to be the one who, when he comes back and finds out that, hey, we didn't get that information because that was a deal. That was the real deal. I don't want to be the one to say, oh, you know what? I wadded that up and threw it in the trash. Okay? That's where you've got to put this. You got to put your salesperson's hat on. You got to go to work. You got to do your deal, and the only way that you get there, man, is if you guys dig into the training. So, Sam, really appreciate you calling in. Appreciate you doing the homework as well, man. So have a great week, and call back next week and let me know how it's going.
Hey, Steve.
Yeah.
Did you have any more homework for me to do?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What other than that? What's your attention on right now? Actually, let's do this. Let's do this. Let me give you some additional homework. So I want you to think about. So a real life elevator pitch for me happened 3.5 weeks ago. I'm in an elevator. The guy asked me, he goes, what are you, some kind of banker or something? And so I start laughing. Okay. And then I go into my elevator pitch. Guess where I got my elevator pitch from? I got it from the cold call process right here. And so for you, Sam, I want you to focus on this. So I'm going to show everybody where it's at. Inside Master the Cold Call. We're looking right here called the cold call process. You guys need to have this down so freaking tight. And if you think that you can watch this one time through and think that you're going to be a master at it, you're going to be out there tearing up the marketplace, I'm just here to tell you that I've seen this content on a very minimum, maybe 10 times. That would be the very minimum. And so I want you, Sam, I want you to go back through because it works on, hey, what's my greeting look like? What's the big claim? And when you practice that and you really role play it with yourself, what happens is you're going to end up in the situation like I ended up in. Okay, I ended up in an elevator with somebody. Okay, and I was able to rattle off a real life elevator pitch, and we will be doing a deal with this guy. Okay, it's a $20,000 deal. Okay, off of me training enough every single day, so that way all of a sudden when I'm in the game, dude, I was ready. And so for you, what I want you to do, Sam, I want you to go through the cold call process, and I want you to really dig in there. I want you to get a tight pitch down. I want you to practice it. I want you to drill it, role play it. I want you to let me know how it's working next week. That way I'm going to help fine tune it for you. So I'm going to try to come up with some good word tracks to make sure, dude, that you sell more bikes than anybody in your store.
Right on, brother.
All right, brother. Great chat with you, man. Have a good week. Guys, listen, huge deal, by the way. We got a huge deal happening right now. So Grant walks in on Monday. The hotel in Vegas had gotten with him, said, hey, listen, or the venue in Vegas for 10X Growth Conference 2018 said, look, we've got 300 seats here. These are going to be general admission tickets. We've got these to give away. These would be the best seats that you could give price-wise. So if price is an issue for you, real deal, look, these things are $500, okay? We sold in, what was it, the first day? First day we sold close to 200. Yeah, so we sold 200 in the first day. Okay, so we've got 70 of those left. If you guys want to come to the 10X Growth Conference in Las Vegas, we have it right now. We've got tickets, general admission for $500 a piece. I'm telling you guys, if you liked last year's 10X Growth Con, okay, this year's is going to freaking blow that one away. This one's going to be nuts, okay? You know how Grant Cardone does it. You know he always goes bigger. Okay, so listen, go to 10xgrowthcon.com. I want you to check out the ticket packages right there. You're going to see that we have the GA ticket right now for $500. These are going to, we got what, 70 left? About 70 left. Okay, so once those are gone, guys, that ticket, you won't see tickets like that for $500. That it will not exist. Okay, we can't. If you've seen the venue, you're probably thinking, dude, how do they even have the 300 at that? Okay, so guys, listen, go to 10xgrowthcon.com. We want to see you there. We want to help you out, and that's why we come here every Wednesday to help all of our clients out on Cardone University. So guys, my name's Steve Spray. Appreciate you joining us, and as always, if there's anything I can do to help you out, let me know.